Great. Happy Saturday, everybody. I hope everyone is having a fantabulous day. Let me turn my camera on. That might be helpful. Oh, my word. It's been a day already, man. I'm just saying. I hope everybody can hear me okay, because, yeah, it's been a challenge with the sound. It still hasn't gone away yet. Oh, my goodness. So, again, happy Saturday. There's just seems to be a lot going on right now. Checking to make sure I got the right glasses on. Otherwise, I'm gonna start to get a little fuzzy with my reading here. But hey, let's get right into it because there's a lot of stuff going on in the last, I would say, a month or two. There's going to be an upswing of the need for discovering deception. All right, what is this? This is exactly what I'm supposed to read, so let's get into it. And I got this, it started on the 24th, about 7 a.m. So the word is definitely about protection. And I kind of link the word protection into what we've been discussing over the last year or two or three. Revelation, deception, it's all about being able to go through the sift as we shift. And that's what some people are having their experience with this so-called veil being. Some of them are dissolving, some are becoming more sheer, easier to see through, and some are, these are the people that are, and I think all of us have in some level experienced that render ring. When you rend something, that means you rip it. And I think that for a lot of us, that's being rended. You know, there's nothing comfortable about it. While you're going through it, it's really uncomfortable. Afterwards, it's kind of like getting a Band-Aid ripped off. You know, it stings like the bejeebers, but once it's off and things settle down a little bit, it was the best thing ever. So we could go down the path and talk about spiritual energy protection, which is very important, but it's intertwined in and matched with the other aspects of this 3D realm that we are apparently tethered to at the moment. If you think you're going to break the matrix, I'll see you later. It's you they're going to break. Wow, that was kind of strong, wasn't it? Not going to apologize for it either. We could talk about physical protection, putting up gates, guards, fences, locks, cameras, even night vision. Motion sensing. I have a motion sensing system in my home, as well as other technologies. Most of them aren't even detectable, right? Because they're only going to be activated when there's motion. So some of the stuff that you can have is it's not detectable until it flips on, right? Then there's a protection of the heart and mind, which I think is the most often than not the most challenging to stay protected. Because they always look for that soft spot, that chink in the armor, that scale that has fallen away. I immediately thought of the dragon Smog as he was hoarding his gold that the Hobbit ends up seeing. That's where his vulnerability was. And that's what was that particular character's downfall, was the chink in that armor. We all have those weak moments in our lives where we do let the heart and mind guard down, or we have an unrealized kink in our armor, or chink. It just means, like, you know, when you have armor, it's like it's the flat rings and it's all chainmail, right? And when it's got a missing piece after it's all been woven together. That's the weak point. We all have them, all of us. So we do have those weak moments in our lives where we do let that heart and mind guard down or have an unrealized chink in our armor, and we run the risk of injury. One of the most interesting ways in order for us to be able to protect our heart and mind is to make sure that it's without hindrance, firmly connected to our intuition, which is our gut brain. Vagus nerve, right in the center, which is next to your heart, which has the that neural network there, and that is aligned with the neural network in your brain. So that's why they call it that heart brain coherence. But your gut is right there. So the heart and the gut, they work very closely together. And I think that that's where the vagus nerve has its branches, and it goes out to the lower part of your body. So that's the nerve branch near the heart. One of the ways we have to find our trinity in coherence is having a good foundational knowledge and comprehension of what our limits are within each of those divine realms. So it's the intuition, the heart, and the mind. If we aren't able to have checks and balances either within ourselves or with others, it's suggested that we find someone who can help us develop it. It's important to develop it on our own with guidance, because we are now in a time where we need to be developing our own spiritual heart and mind and intuitive muscle. Here's the other thing. It's really important as we work on our own protective triune muscles, as it were. We need to educate ourselves and have as clear and clinically examining, have a very clear and clinically perspective, examining those same properties in others who would extort from us, who would, I don't want to say feed, but it could be feed. I gotta close. I got some weird thing open. There we go. Hi, Selena. I'm gonna type this in real quick. There was a thingy that was covering up your beautiful little face. Oh, I got everything all in high caps. All right, there you go. All right, I got it. Okay. So I hesitate to call these other entities enemies, energies. I don't call them an enemy because it doesn't seem to be a good word to describe truly what we are looking at here. Most successful battles are won from within, right? Da, 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 da. All right. Yeah, this is a little bit about extortion. Don't get wrapped up in one aspect of our triune divinity. Don't get too wrapped up in one, the physical, the mental, talk yourself in circles on that, or get too into the woo for the spiritual. So this is a balance. We're being called to temper each one of those divine aspects of our divinity. There's been something really strong coming through, so I'm sorry if I'm a little slow to speak. So don't get wrapped up in one aspect of our triune divinity. Again, this will take us away from those perils the enemy sets up, because, and I said enemy, so those who would do us harm, they're not technically our enemy, but they are not here for our improvement, our better. And I heard that at the beginning of all the shenanigans that were starting in like 2019, 2020, that they were saying that, oh, these people that are, you know, orchestrating all these things in society are stupid. Look at how stupid they are. Really? Um, so when we are set up, it's because they are very, very clever. You know what I mean? I'm going to say hi at. So the reason that this got brought up real quick is I had someone who had come to me some time ago and tell me about how their family was being used to, one of the family members was being used to extort money from, but in a very clever way. Um, and it almost destroyed the family. Thankfully, they didn't lose too much money. But again, and when you have this on a personal level, when you have it on a personal level with someone, I have to put my clinical mind on now. When you have this on a personal level, there are the words that keep rolling into my head is extortion. They were in a very clever way extorting money from this family. It was through one family member that they had, I think I used this the other night. They not only had put the bag over their own head, put the noose over their own head, tightened it, and had their hand on that handle to drop. And it wasn't, I'm not talking about, you know, doing away with themselves, but this was like this would have been a rending of the family. It almost came apart. So they're now in a healing process of getting back together. But a lot of the scams that are being done that I've seen on Scammers Payback, you guys can check them out. It's pretty interesting. This is a little more upfront way of kind of looking at it, but this is going to be, we're going to be hit on everything, not just on, you know, help, thinking we're talking to a help desk somewhere. But they create a sense of fear and urgency to get the victim to give away more information than they should. They provide them access to things that they should not, and it's done out of fear. And if you want to figure out how to prevent that, you're going to have to figure it out. You're going to have to go out there and do research on how to protect yourself, not just from in a cyber way, but also in your intuitive way. Because if your intuition was turned on, that shit wouldn't have happened. So here's another twist. Exposing, so this is what they do. They expose these people. They put authorities onto those people. They work with big 3-letter agencies, and they work with different country governments to, you know, kind of quell the system. There's no way you're going to be able to do that. I'm sorry. There's no way you're going to be able to do that. You know, drop in a bucket. It's more like spit in the ocean. So the only way for you to get rid of that weed is to round up. If you know what I mean. With a capital R, and have it seep to the root. Once the weeds are doused, they will eventually wither and die. And that means it may take time, and depending on how resilient the weed is, it may take more than one dose. There's another angle to all this. I believe I had said something quite some time back, and there's an old saying that seeing is believing, which now, because of modern technology, is no longer true. We are now not only just dealing with artificially manufactured images and artificially manufactured voices. There are other things in this world. Most people, I mean real people, you know, the ones who call, you know, we are they call us the useless eaters, right? They are the ones that like to say that we are causing the problems when it's the flip. All right. So more and more waking up to the false narratives is important. But getting back to the other tactics that might be used, even though some of the Eden, the AI, the imagery that we are seeing today, it's pretty detectable when it comes to humans, that you can tell whether it's somebody real or if it's AI or CGI. Weather is a little bit different, but I'm not going to get into the reasons why. If you're an artist, you're going to understand why this is difficult for them to do. People are definitely easier to detect the falsehoods, but that's going to change in the next couple of maybe 3-5 years, only because of the technology. All right. So Stone and I are going to do a thing on AI tonight. We're going to talk about some of the deception. I'll hopefully uncover it. Maybe the best way to put it is to learn as much as you can about the adversary, right? Learn the tactics. Don't succumb to urgency. We all hear about the honeypots that are set up for well-known people. They will do that to everyday people because those little trickling in amounts, whether it's $20 or $20,000, it doesn't matter. It's all trickling in. So they can pull money from anybody if they use those tactics. Don't think the so-called small person or unknown person is not vulnerable in that way. That's really important because we are all in that position. Even those delivering and being used and willfully being used to perpetuate the scams are at risk. If they make one mistake in their room and they are all well known, it could mean public disgrace. So they are very careful and they are very clever, right? So if that would happen, the masses will most definitely ravenously tear them apart. We've seen that. Media has done that to those people. Man, I'm kind of on a rant today. This is the wine part. This is the coffee tea. This is the wine. This is wine day. So hoist a glass. If we've been dealing with this form since the beginning of time in this realm that we know of, that time and things have not changed, then what can we do that's different? Because right now, bringing people to this worldly justice does not appear to be particularly effective, especially when it's the corrupted leading the charge. And they're not even necessarily, they're screaming it from the back and they're inspiring the armies. Guess who's the army? We are. They have some minions in amongst us that will feed it. I say walk away and figure out a different way of dismantling the system by creating our own. We need to create our own system, and it starts here. Words are powerful, but only when they are coupled with the energetic match of their known meaning. I would love to see all the extortion, lies, and abuse end, but they will tell you that they love you, and they will tell you that they adore you. And they will go very deep and try to extract from you that marvelous and often potentially titillating, slippery slope that people can find themselves on. So if you tell someone you appreciate them, mean it. Otherwise, keep silent. Okay? If you tell someone you love them and adore them, you had better mean it, because there is a backlash that leaves along with that, and it will ricochet, it will develop a false sense of security by those issuing it. Issuing those pleasantries and receiving extorted energy from others, that an uneven exchange, that creates that uneven exchange. And it's going, get this, if you feel stretched, now I say don't cut cords, but if there's like a rubber band, if you envision a rubber band, what happens? That rubber band's not going to snap back on you. You let it go. Right? It's going to be like a rubber band, and a rubber band is going to is coming close to snapping. If you haven't started to sever that rubber band, I believe that it is it for now. And this is very heartfelt. This was just, oh man, that was the day before yesterday. There's another piece in here, and I think I might save this for later, but that was my Thursday morning rant. So with protection kind of being the theme, and that's within the realm of discernment. And it feels like it's going to be focused on social media, what we can do to protect ourselves, and what's going to be good for us where we are now, what can we embody, and what we're going to have to be. I'm hearing like 3 to 6 months. So I have always felt like there's something in the fall, and I feel like there's something in the winter. And I keep getting, because I'll pull cards and I'll just kind of pull and see what happens and just kind of meditate on whatever that is. It's like, well, what the heck is this about? Because it won't make any sense to me when I'm pulling them. But when you start really kind of having that reciprocal relationship with the ether, it starts to really feed you really good stuff. There was something very powerful and very loving that came in this morning. I mean, it was very overwhelming, and it's like, what the heck is this? And then I said, no, it's not a what, it's a who. So again, I think Stone said it last night. We have to have that level of discernment from a somatic standpoint, realizing that if you're depressed or having these other feelings, be able to determine what's yours and what's not. So let's flip over to the board. If we could do that, that would be awesome sauce. Sorry, camera's going to twitch. There you go. I am forever fussing with my board, so it's going to look slightly different every single time. So when I turn over to the board here, I won't be able to see the chat. I mean, maybe, let me see before I scooch over there if I can adjust this so I can at least see it a little bit. And that'll shrink that for me, and I can bring the whole board over, and I'll be able to, because I have to like twist. All right. And if you want a reading after we're done with this, I can pull this back over, and we can try and make that happen. Give me a 5x5 if the sound is okay, because I'm kind of struggling with that a little bit again. All right, so I did do a partial shuffle. It was a really good day. I have to kind of adjust my little friend here. All right, so as always, this information does come from the original source, the original thought, and the original word, and we draw information from the ether with the interpretive help from all benevolent energies, entities, and beings in all dimensions, aspects, and realms. That's what we're pulling from, y'all. We got it. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I like this. I almost got rid of it because I have to not have any lights on. I have one light on. I have a ring light on. That's it. And look at how bright it is. It's this. And yeah, that's just the board itself emanating that light. All right. So Queen of Wands. Now, if there's one who has the cojones to make life work, because she doesn't give a rip, we got to start giving a rip about ourselves. And she knows how to work her magic. And that's where we need to be at. We need to be able to be very comfortable in working our magic. All right, so the magic is going to be that uncomfortable shift. So the shift is going to make us move forward, and it's not necessarily going to be comfortable. It's going to be kind of a twisty turning. Look at that snake. Guess what? The shift is happening, and the old skin, we're getting rid of the old skin. We're going to all have new abilities. We don't see it. It's like the greater population. And don't be fearful. This is also a call for us to not be fearful. Don't be fearful. It's actually a wall hanging, Selena. Don't hide from it. That bat is hiding from it. And it's interesting because bats have that sonar, and we have our own sonar, right? All right. Yeah, it feels like this is something where we're definitely going to have to let go and not hide. This is not hiding. We are going to be slightly vulnerable, but we cannot hide. It's not going to be possible. It's not going to be possible to hide. And I feel like that this is not everybody. I feel like that that's why this is over here. This is going to be the large part, but there's also going to be a significant population that are going to need our support, that are going to be in hiding. Because we're all vulnerable. We're all vulnerable. We all have these tips and tricks that we can offer. Oh, hi. It's Jason. Why do you have Selena's face? Oh my goodness. So it's our thoughts and words that are going to be carrying us through this whole journey. And don't be tempted to rush this process, because this can be a very speedy energy. There's a lot of wind, so maybe that's like where the fall, we get a lot of wind in the fall. It blows the leaves off the trees. Let's see, what else? This is a cool deck too. This is like a stained glass. I used to do stained glass, so that was always fun to see these. But anyway, it just kind of feels like there is going to be some fear, and it's something we're going to have to learn how to get a little temperance with, and kind of just reattach ourselves to what we've always had available. Yeah, we're going to have to be well seated, comfortable with the emotions. We're going to know how to manage them. So I think these two guys are like perfect with the fire and the water, right? And this is an embodiment. All three of these are like an embodiment of strength. Wow. This is the strength. So who comes out but the high priestess? So she has a lot of secrets. We have a lot of secrets. And you don't have to divulge your secrets to anybody. Ultimately, if they're gonna suit you to stay quiet, you're gonna stay quiet. But when it's necessary for you to speak up, it's gonna come out like a torrent. It's gonna come out like a frickin' torrent, like right here. That's how it's gonna come out. So this is basically about the information and the things that we're going to be coming across in the next, it feels like 3 to 6 months. And I say 3 to 6 because some of it might even be initiated now, and we're going to go, oh yeah, that did start back then. Oh yeah, that was something that, I was trying to manifest, and look, it's happening now, and it's December. Oh, Jason is there. Sorry, like I said, I can only see part of the screen. I have to turn my head right around. So, yep, this is our victory. So, Six of Wands, and this is a very interesting card, because usually when there's a homecoming and you've won a battle, this is the victorious one. On the traditional card, he's got people around them, and then one deck I have, you can't see the people, but you can see them holding their banners and their spears and whatnot. Some of them could be like jealousy, but you can see some of them. In this, you don't see anybody. So it feels like these are going to be quiet victories. It's going to be a quiet collective victory. There's something about the sun, though, here, too. Yods, right? Y-O-D, Y-O-D-S, Yod, blessings. So I know some people don't like that word, but it's going to be things that are good. Keeping in mind that ripping that Band-Aid might be a good thing. Just saying. The Magician. Well, with the High Priestess and the Magician. And the Magician has all of the elements. And the magician is a master of those elements. And between the magician, the high priestess, and the embodiment of strength, that's what we're really going to have to kind of be on our toes about. Not fearful, but on our toes. That's why we can't hide. And if people don't want to come out of hiding, we can't change that. We're not here for them. We're here for us and with those that we align with who are here to make this a better place. Dang, Skippy, 3 of Cups. Something about a third-party adventure. There are ones that we cannot see. We're not hiding from those. But once we are fully revealed as ourselves, to ourselves, it's got nothing to do with other people seeing. It's going to take some frickin' work. Don't give up. Don't give in. Always continue on. If you feel like you're going to drop, if you feel like that wounded warrior, that's when you need to ask for help. Because it is going to come swiftly. And here's the thing. We can all see something coming. We can all see something coming. We don't know specifically what it is because it's going to be different for everyone. These revelations and this these levels of awareness, it's going to be different from everyone. That's why we need each other. This is why you don't go to one doctor. This is why you don't go to one reader if you do card reading, or if you have people that read for you. Don't go to one. Ask the same question with the same intention and see the different filters that you can, because everybody's got filters. I do my best at shedding all of those things. Sometimes it takes work. Man, I just got like some butterflies or something. It takes some work because that other energy is trying to come back. This is about putting ourselves and what's trying to come at us on a personal level. Yep, I can feel it. It's like it's running right down the body and right up into my throat. And it's funny, my sister is studying to be a naturopathic doctor, and she gave me a homeopathic remedy, and it was to open the throat and heart chakra. Heart and throat, or heart and crown. I can't remember, but yeah, I thought that was really cool. Personally made just for me. Oh, I love this. Oh my God. Okay, so I love the tower. I love the tower because, especially with this, because this I feel aligns with this. So this tower is pretty solid. All right. But if you could see close, you'd see that there's a huge wind coming off the sea, and it's coming down. It's cleaning the tower. It's cleaning the tower. It's gonna take away the dust and the crud and the yuck on the outside and on the inside, and it's gonna make the tower stronger. That's us. We are the tower. We're not what's in it. We are the tower. And the wind is blowing on this too. This is a cool card. I love this card. And this is a maturation card. This is a seven of, it says 7 of earth. It's 7 of coins, 7 of pentacles. A lot of choices, and no choice will be wrong. Some will be easier to manage than others. Well, we always will make the right choice, even though it might not feel that way in the decision-making time. And I feel like we all have that coming. We all have the decisions that we're going to make. By the way, have you guys decided on where you're going? Yeah? No? Maybe? All right. And 2 of fire. That is like a decision-making card as well. It's like, 2 of fire. And we have good vision, because let's face it, that giraffe's neck is pretty high up. And we have the ability to be able to see quite a ways in the distance. But if you see the girl's face, she's not particularly enthused about making that decision, is she? So maybe we need to kind of wakey to the fact that we have this, let's not get paralyzed. We have this ability to keep the ball rolling. Let's keep the ball rolling. All right. Let's keep the ball rolling. Next. So I appreciate you guys coming and stopping by and saying hi. And I can't remember who, but I did see in the chat that asking about it's not a tablecloth, it's actually a wall hanging. And I have real plaster walls and I'm not tacking anything up, but I feel like those two. And then again, we need to stay connected to one another in whatever way that you possibly can. I have another deck that's off to the side that you can't see that kind of picks the theme just for me personally. And one of them is the Tree of Life. And oddly enough, underneath these cards is a representation of that. These cards are brilliant. Past trauma, building up walls, defensive block, heart chakra. So here's the deal with us, and I feel like that we're all in a vulnerable position, but we're also needing to make that step out. So this is the vulnerability, because not only is it that we're tender here, but we're also let's not get too preoccupied with the shedding. That's not meant to be medically. I know what some people just got triggered by that word. Let's not be defensive. Let's not dwell on the past trauma. Let's not build up walls, but keep the walls where they're at. And when they are ready to crumble like the tower, if it is, it'll get dusted off. Walls are not bad things. Walls are not, they're there to protect us, just like the ego is. All right. So the ego is here to protect us as well. So we have to become our own leader. It doesn't mean you're going to go out and be a leader, but we have to be a leader of ourselves. We also have to improve our intuition. This is what this whole thing is about. And this is about defense, protection, and discernment. So we do have an empathic heart, and we are meant to be healing others. And all of these things are the divine feminine. Something is also going to be manifesting before the end of summer. So since we're already very close to August, and we only have another, basically month and a half left, maybe a month and 3 weeks left of summer, it feels like something else is going to be embodied. You know, it's kind of like when you're wearing gloves and you take the glove off, and the sensation on your hands is like, you know, air. I can finally breathe. That's the same thing with the skin, right? With the snake skin. Death to the old self. I think the Bible calls it the old man. The old man must die. Teachers. We are teachers, but we should also remember to draw our wisdom from others, whether we have a mentor or a friend or a family. And sometimes it'll be that little kid walking down the street that the next thing you know, they're saying something so freaking profound that it'll just blow you right out of the water. Okay, so it is going to appear that things will be falling apart. But what it is that's the sifting. Because we're in the middle of a shift, the sifting is those things that are falling away. And I'm not even going to say that no longer serve us, because if we feel that too attached to them, or we find value in those things, we're going to say, hey, I was still using that. I could still use that. Nope, sorry. Tick, 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 time's up. Evil thing time, right? And this is called caretaker, but it feels like this caretaker is also like hermit. So the hermit is going to be something that, yep, let's not hide, because that caretaker is keeping themselves safe, but they're also making it known that they're available to take care of and to be taken care of themselves. So if you feel like you're a caretaker, hi, Arizona. I got to get another monitor so I can see everybody when you pop in. There is magic in prayer. So I think one of the coolest things about this is it's butterfly season, right? So I see a lot of monarchs. So when I see something that's in a card or in an advertisement or just flipping through and there are butterflies and different ads and whatnot, I take notice of those more than I do out in nature, unless I have something immediately on my mind and one goes whoosh by me. Then yes, I would have to say that the magic prayers are always in us, and it's time for us to release them because we are fully formed. We will receive the encouragement when we need it. It's long reaching. This transcends everything. Inner compass. The compass is going to shift. It's turning. And I know that even they're talking about how the Earth's poles have shifted. I mean, who really knows? All I know is that this, when I lived in New Zealand, I will tell you, I was really kind of discombobulated down there I'm not going to say down there, only because north is south and south is north. Here when you go north, it gets colder. When you go south, it gets warmer. It's the opposite there. You're going closer to the equator when you go north. So that was kind of messed me up a little bit. And how the sun set and rose was very, very different. It just kind of, it's almost like I could feel the change in the polarity in my body. And I was not well. Just put it that way. I was not well when I was there. I did not fare well in that place. It was okay when I initially went down there many years ago, and I was only there for like 5 or 6 weeks. It was, a little, it's like, oh, it's just jet lag. When you're there for 3 years and you're still going, you're still kind of wackadoodle. Yeah. Okay, so let's see what this says. It's fertility. The frequency of fertility invites us to be more open. Hey, let's not have that closed heart, right? Let's be open. We need to be more open, more courageous, more creative, and more joyful than we were before. It activates the potential for something beautiful to grow from our consciousness into a new and grander expression of ourselves. I believe that 100%. That's what all of this is about. It's not just about it. Again, this is not about exposing other people and being mad at other people or what we think that they've done, or maybe what they have done to others or even to us. This is about us letting go of all their shit and shenanigans that they've put on us. I'm not doing this for shits and giggles either. This is like really important. This is the first time I heard this. I know this is not the original saying, but first time I heard it was on a rerun for Star Trek, the original one. And it was James Doohan who played Scotty, and he says, "Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me." So let's stop getting duped, shall we? There's the divine feminine again. Wow. Right? I meant what I said, and I said what I meant. The frequency of divine feminine supports our receptive, nurturing, and soft side, allowing it to express itself openly and helping us to connect to our intrinsic understanding of our connection to all of creation. And, people like to attach this to things like the earth and nature. And I know a lot of people have been programmed to believe that humans aren't part of that. We're transplants, we're aliens, we're this, we're that. Sorry, we are. We are part of that. And the only way that you're not is if you believe it strongly enough, then you're not. Okay, excuse me, I'm going to cough. I got to take a sip. I grabbed me a coffee. It's not hot, but it's not cold. It's not cold. Couldn't plan this. Gaia. The frequency of Gaia reminds us that we are infinitely connected to one another, just as we are to our great Gaia, to the universe that birthed us all. Now, you couldn't ask for a better gig than that, right? That goes front and center. Right. I'm gonna bring it back over here. Give me a hot second. All righty. Switch the camera. All right. I hope everybody is just really having a fun time. Yeah, this was a bit of a rant day. So if you didn't like that, you can always. I remember hearing somebody was like, if you don't like it, you can just click off, which I thought was kind of funny because they didn't mean it that way. It's kind of like when you get that text, you know? There we go. Oh my goodness. All right. Does anybody have any requests while I'm sitting here with this little bit of business going on? Ah. All right. I do have another nice deck. It's a little on the dark side. So I don't know why I'm kind of being brought attention to that. So moving forward, maybe something a final note. A final note. It's this deck. Don't ask me what it's called. Something about the night. Well, anyway, I haven't played with this deck in a while, and I think they like to be connected to their owner. I got really connected to a couple of the pendulums I made. Yeah, just saying. We can kind of embody that stuff. We can make it happen or not. All right. So let's have a final card then for all of us who are here and those who might. Oh my goodness. Hi, Arizona. You're going to have to send me a text, Arizona, and let me know when you're going to be out. Because I think you said you were coming back out my way. I might, if I have the availability to come out and just hang out for a hot second. I'm hearing organized. So you tell me if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Chaos? So I get organized chaos. Because if there was true chaos, it wouldn't exist. Chaos in the human mind is because it's not something we can really have a good grasp on. Comprehension's not there, and something that's unexpected. So that's what can create chaos. So if we are encountering, or when we encountered, yes, it's a tornado. It's like massive. it's got all kinds of fun stuff getting sucked up and thrown around. And, sometimes that can happen to us where we allow ourselves to be sucked up and into something that, either we intended or not. It's irrelevant. If we're in it, we're in it. It's hard for me to see. It's really dark in here. I can't hardly see. But I think the intent of this is that it appears to be chaos, but it's really not. It's a shakeup. It's like that tower card where it just blows. It's blowing the dust and the cobwebs and the rubbish. That's the sifting. This is the sifting, right? It's going to break apart. That's not. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's September. Okay, cool. I'll have a better idea what's going on with me. If I get the chance to see, I'll catch up because I'm not putting anything in a text or anything like that. It's just not happening. So yeah, I think this chaos it can be a mindset. And we can have chaos that swirls around us, and it's like, oh, it's the eye of the storm. Not necessarily. We could feel pretty chill and just watch it. I know that's one of the things that a lot of people have is that ability to kind of chill with it, chill with what's been going on. Anybody want a reading? I'll grab one of the decks behind me. Or maybe not. Where? Which one? Okay, not that one, but this one. All right, and I have a money deck over here. Who wants a reading from? Oh my gosh. All right, this is a real deal, no general thing, right? Because it doesn't work with these. Sorry. I have two decks blended. So it's this deck blended with this deck. So if anybody wants a reading from that, these are oracle cards. I'm going to move this here. All right. What's your question? Because I'm telling you, this is not, you gotta put something out there. I mean, you don't have to give details. It could be an aspect or realm of your life or a situation that you want clarity on or something like that, if you catch my drift. This is kind of funny. I haven't used this deck in a while, I can't typically use it. I might have to. I might have to cover the words. They don't have any like the traditional Rider Waite. They have stuff where you have to color over the imagery. Yeah, I got all the time in the world. I got nothing going on. The only thing I got to do is go buy my dog some dog food. And I don't think they're going to close for the next 9 hours, 10 hours, however long they're open. But life path. All right. So don't give any details. So let's see what the original source, the original thought, and the original word will have for you for your life path. That's going to be helpful, always for the highest good. And with the assistance and the clarity from all the benevolent energies, entities, beings in all dimensions, realms, aspects, and facets, right? Ooh. All right. This might be carrying on some of the, it's like you stirred the pot somewhere, either within yourself or those around you. They're kind of sarcastic. All right. So I don't know. And it's kind of like if it was something I am notorious for speaking my mind. And I can be very abrupt. You can ask Selena, and don't shoot the messenger. And it's all for discovery. So when you stir the pot, if you have a pot that's sitting on your stove, and when you stir the pot, it brings the stuff up from the bottom, and it kind of pulls it up and it tries to integrate it. But if we stop stirring, it'll just drop down. So it feels like your life path is that stretching exercise. This is, it's like you're being asked to take a quest. And so if you notice the little birdie, whoops. So for your life path, you're on a quest to, and it's not one thing. Your life path feels like it's something that is not a conglomeration of your past experiences in this particular, excuse me, realm, but it's like tendrils or threads. If you've ever seen some of the weavers, if they have these huge machines that they can pull down the threads that they want and integrate those into the machinery. So that's like what your life is. That's what your life path is taking your previous experiences and pulling those threads. And I heard tapestry. So it's like you're building this tapestry. I'm gonna have to take another sip here. Hang on. It's that clearing. It's that clearing. Yes, I love these cards. The tarot is really awesome. All right, so elementals in Arizona's yard. Did you want any more clarity on the life path? It really sounds like you've got a lot of weaving to do. It's not physical effort though for the life path. It's something that's more cerebral. Once you start to feel like things are making sense, that's when you're gonna lift that foot and leg, and it's that first step. Once you get that first step going, it's kind of like when you're pulling the threads into this weaving machine, and once the machine gets turned, that's the foot. But once the machine goes, it's gonna be clear. It's gonna be clear, and it is. I think a lot of things once we get that clarity, it's just gonna go, and it's gonna go smoothly. It's going to go smoothly. It's going to take off. I don't think I took a sip because I can feel it already. So for Arizona, I'll get the tarot out. Some of the decks I think they make are just a little too complicated. I have one deck. It's got like 4 or 5 different ways of reading and blah, 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 blah. And that's just, and they're pretty straightforward. So who are the elementals? So these are not going to be Arizona's energy. This is going to be the energies of the elementals. The energies of the elementals, and I think the tarot is a better way of looking at it because it's going to have the 4 elements, right? You're very welcome. No worries. All right, Arizona. Let's make that happen. So for Arizona. So you're asking about not just the ones in the area. So you're talking about the area that you live, the area. Like the greater area where you're at? Because I know you live in a very spiritual area of Arizona. I feel like there's this huge pull. I mean, if I let it take me, I'd probably fall over. But I don't want to do that. There's a lot of stuff on my desk here. I don't want to face plant. I would probably do that. Okay. So yeah, it's a very spiritual area. So they're definitely earth elements. And are you asking them to be this? Are you asking them to stop it? Are they annoying you? Because this feels like they're annoying you. That you know what I got was cups energy this morning. I mean, it hit me right at my core, and it just went whoosh up to my heart, and then down to the root, almost through my feet and up. And it was just like in the cycle, and it's like, whoa, stop. And it gets annoying because it was doing that on and off for, I have to say, about a month. So I feel it. If you're annoyed by these guys, let's see if there are any others first. Because I feel like there's more than just the earth element here. We'll figure it out. Yeah, look at this. You're telling them to cut it out, and they're trying to they're trying to blame you. It's like this guy I saw on this little video. This woman had a camera set up halfway down her door. She set up a package that it was a booby trap because somebody kept stealing her stuff. And this guy came by, took the package, and it blew up in his face, and it made this huge noise. And the guy got really ticked off. He said, "Did you do?" She goes, "Are you okay?" Through the camera, right? He's going, "Did you do that? I'm calling the cops." You know, blah. And he goes, "You, yeah, I did that. You stole my stuff." You know, it's kind of like people have this entitlement. It's like you left it on your porch, so I'm taking it. And it's like, it's not yours to take. You trespass, you stole, you got caught, right? So I think that's kind of the feeling I get from these earth elements. So whether I don't think they're like a know me thing. I think it does. It feel like they're ground dwellers. It's almost like it's a ground dweller or cave dwelling, something that likes to be in the shadow under a rock. You know, I don't know. Kind of feels that way anyway. Who else? So there's fire as well. So this is like an empowerment thing, I think. So Two of Wands. So I feel like this is the question you need to ask them. For they're harassing you, right? They need to figure out whether it's worth harassing you. And there's almost like, I see like this pushing out, and it's effortless. For you, pushing out and discovering your bigness, because I know that's not you in this physical form, but in the spiritual aspects. And that's why that's the only way I think that they can kind of annoy you is they're tapping into that. Yeah. Thank you. You're so sweet, Selena. All right. So to me, the word wealth is in here. So wealth can be anything. Wealth can be spiritual wealth, financial wealth, wealth and love and family, and you name it, it can be wealth, right? So I don't think it's on its way. I think it's there for you. Yes, and I think that's why they pick on her. She does have a ginormous energy. This is how they're trying to get to her, is through this 3D realm, because they can't get to her bigness. So it's almost like she has to It's not, I need a better word, because I can see it visually. It's like tightening of the weave. Yeah, yeah, that's the only way I can describe it. It's like a weave tightening without shrinking. It remains its size, but the weave just all of a sudden is impenetrable. Because this is who, it's not on its way. The wealth is here, it's now. And I like these cards too. I hope that made sense though. But it doesn't feel like, all right, so there are ones in the air, because I don't think we really kind of looked at the ones in the air. So there are things that maybe we have some ideas for this, because we got this wands, right? And this is the wands. Now I got the Knight of Wands, right? So if the Knight of Wands, take action on your ideas, right? On your kick-ass ideas. And that's part of your embodiment. That's going to be part of the manifesting the weave. I don't know if that made any sense, but hopefully. All right. Anybody else? I have just discovered this financial thing here. I am personally not concerned about finances. Maybe that's why that's being brought up. But oftentimes when we have these things that we relate to finances and the cards and whatnot, that they're actually about relationships. And it could be about a relationship to money as well. We need to kind of let go of a lot of our traditional thoughts and ideas of what that is, because let's not be, yep, I got all the time in the world, Selena. You are going to have to, yes, wealth is here. That's why I say I am not, how did I say it? I am not abundant. I am abundance. So if there's a lack, then that lack is within me, and I don't have lack. So I am abundance. I create within myself all of that, and I can feel that swelling right at the core. It's up to here, and now it's shooting. You're welcome, Arizona. So yeah, so it's important for us to speak properly to ourselves so we can embody that. It'll come out. People will start treating us different. I know that that's a fact. And the ones that start treating us even worse, you are abundant in all ways. You just don't see it yet. Not in most, in all, in every aspect, facet, everything. We just can't see that. And that's the magic of manifestation, is that when we say, I have more money than I need, and we have bills that haven't been paid yet, and we got $5 in our bank account, and we tend to not believe that. We have to believe it, that we are abundance. We always have more than we need, because that $5 is more than what you need. But here's the tick, that when you look at that something in the here and now, you're looking at the echo of a previous thought process. So that's why it can take time. It's our synergy with the energy. And once we maintain that alignment, the universe has no choice whatsoever other than to manifest what we desire. Be careful what you wish for. That's a big one. So, Selena, you have to tell me. Everybody gave me like no general readings here. I don't like those. I feel like you know what you need to hear about. You don't have to give details, just any area and facet. Just kind of pour that out. I'm going to take a sip of my not so iced coffee. Righty. Let's see. I'm going to have to pull these cards off of here. Give me a second. These are brilliant. I love these. This is like my favorite deck now. I can't pick them up because honestly, I pretty feel career. Oh, I love it. Love it. Yeah, I'm kind of in the middle of making a decision on school, y'all. I'm bouncing between two career paths here. Ah. Ooh. Thank you. Selena, you're so sweet. I think everybody should put a vote in the chat right now who wants Selena to come on my human encounters and she and I can do a recording about a topic. And yeah, because we haven't done anything in like a really long time. I think when I look back at my thing, it's been well over a year. Not putting you on the spot or anything, but I am. Just saying. All right. So there is something about holding on and not letting go. There's something about an obsession and clinging. There's something that's like my head runs in the wrong direction sometimes because I'm thinking about a Klingon, and everybody knows that really bad joke from Star Trek, right? Okay. So send me a text or something. Yeah, you can send me something on Facebook, like in a messenger, or you have my personal cell, so you can just shoot whatever floats your boat, sweets. Right now you're feeling tied to those kitties, aren't you? That's like a major. Is there some guilt or something? Right? Sorry. Tell me to stop if you want me to stop. You know me. This is starting to feel really personal. So there's a lot of things I think, because I do know Selena reasonably well, that there are some priorities that need to be worked out before you make the decision. So one of the things is, and anybody can do this, so this is not just for Selena, and I feel like that this is, again, when somebody finds this reading, I'm getting like really emotional, really teary, emotional, not a sadness, but it's like an overwhelming feeling of loving, caring. Oh gosh, it says clinging, can't let go, and holding on. And it says obsession, but it's not really an obsession. It's like a feeling of obligation. The thing that's really important, yeah, it's really important to you got a lot of responsibilities. You've got the kids. It's not you are immature, but you're dealing with the immaturity and innocence of the children. And I know sometimes they can be clingy with mommy. They love their mommy. They want to hang out with their mommy. They don't want to see their mom go to work. They want to hang out and do fun stuff with mom, you know? So making a decision on a career path. If it becomes difficult, sometimes writing things out. And I may have talked to you about it in the past, but this is for anybody and everybody who has a really difficult decision to make about 2 or 3, even 4 different aspects of things that are priorities in your life. There's something called a decision matrix. you can ask for a form that is a decision matrix, and they use it in I think they use it in cognitive behavior therapy, and you can use that to help you make that choice, make a better informed decision with yourself. Talk about it with a family member or your therapist or anybody else who might help you categorize these things, and then you place values on them. Well, yeah, I know, and it is a money thing, and that's part of the guilt trip too, because you want to be a good provider. And that's the pull. That's the pull. I want to be a good mom and a good provider, but if I get this full-time job, then all of a sudden I'm being pulled away from this because the part-time thing just doesn't cut it. One more? Two more. Okay. So those in your life of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, and I know which is yours. I know which is mine. But there might be that third aspect of this water sign that is needed to be looked at a little closer. Right? Maybe that'll trigger something, I don't know. Some of those tendrils look like octopus arms to me. I don't know about y'all, but let's not get stuck. Well, Selena needs a way to figure out how to make her life work, whether it's full-time or part-time, and it has to be in a way that doesn't produce these feelings of, leaving those kids behind. Because let's face it, a lot of the employers out there, they don't give a rat's ass about you, right? They want you to be there for them. They can pretend that they're there for you, but they're really not. They're there to have you do their work. So don't let them guilt you. So yeah, this is a time of separation. So it's like you're having to prioritizing. My head's going right back to the decision matrix, and it's a separation between you and this. This is a relationship, and it's like you're feeling separated from that other aspect of yourself. Oh, honey, don't cry. Because it's in due time, right? It's in due time. We all have that. Oh my gosh. All right. If you need to talk to somebody, call somebody. Right? But it's really going to be, yeah. It is going to be something that's risky. It's going to feel like a risk. And it's going to work out. And keep searching. Right? Yep, and that's going to happen. And here's that whole, if you want to talk more about this whole idea of manifestation, it's about holding that energy that you already have it. You already have it. It's yours. It's there. You are the embodiment of it, whatever it is that you think you're seeking, whether you see it or not. Right? So if anybody needs anything else, I'm on Facebook. I'm on, you got my website. I'll put all that stuff in the chat. Not in the chat. in the description below, but I'm gonna get cleaned up. If anybody needs anything, go ahead and reach out. Thanks so much, you guys. This is probably the best ever day that I've had doing this since I started it, maybe 2 years ago. So I don't know how long I've been doing it, but I was just told I needed to commit before I get committed. Anyway, yes, it's there somewhere. We just have to take the frickin' blinders off. All right. All right, I do have to scoot at this point. Much love, gratitude, appreciation for all the new subs. Like to share and subscribe. Hit the notifications because I'm really trying to be consistent, but it's hard. Again, I will see everybody on the flip side. Take care.